If you're anything like me, you've spent a large section of your life feeling listless. Things probably haven't gone your way very often, but you've always felt like you had something to say. Maybe you feel like you've never lived up to your potential, and try as you might and as much effort as you've put in, you've just never gotten there. There's always some kind of height that you've been unable to reach, and this drives me absolutely crazy. I think all the time about how I know that I'm capable, I know that I can do things, and I know I can be something, but so far, I haven't. I haven't achieved. And this is exactly what I want to talk about today. I want to take a moment and just sort of think on why it is that we feel this way, that I feel this way, that other people feel this way. And I think that we as individuals have this sort of innate feeling that we're somehow different, that the people around us don't understand. We feel like life isn't a shared experience for us, where the things that happen can be transposed to other people's experiences. And this breeds an animosity that shows up all the time, especially in online comment sections. We've been infected by influencers who constantly tell us that we have to be different. We have to be better than 99% of all other people in order to have any kind of life worth living. This makes us feel aggression to anybody who is what we perceive as living wrong. They're a danger to us. You'll see people telling other people, you're not allowed to have an opinion on this, or, well, you voted for him. But meanwhile, they completely miss the point that reality is a shared existence and we're all creating it every day, not by ourselves, but through the collective choices of all that inhabit the planet we live on. Maybe Biden wouldn't have been elected if it wasn't for the behavior of Trump supporters over the prior 4 years. Maybe Trump wouldn't have been elected if it wasn't for the cancel culture that so many people caught strays off of. And I'm not making value judgments about any of these things. I'm just analyzing the dominoes that have fallen over time. And don't get me wrong, I like to poke occasionally. I love to put someone's thoughts through the gauntlet, especially when they're thoughts that I've had before and come to the conclusion that they're wrong, whether it's veganism, hyperliberalism, or just plain and simple superiority complex. These are things that I decided don't work, but I need to remember that what I really mean is that they don't work for me personally. I believe that instead of trying to bash down the other 99% of people and climb on their backs to reach the heights we want, we should try to lift everyone up, that the collective experience should improve, and this will naturally lead more people to fulfillment. A happier community will be more willing to work together and achieve the things that we need to achieve in order to keep this weird ship at least somewhat afloat, if that's possible. I know this is an idealistic stance, and I try not to dwell on those, so let's talk about some practical things. Let's talk about those influencers that have infected us. If you're online for any amount of time, you're intaking the thoughts of other people, people who may be nothing like you, people who may be a lot like you, people you do or don't like. And after a while, the lines between who you are and who they are, they start to blend. You see someone who you think is so cool that it doesn't matter what their thoughts and opinions are, you're going to embody them. Instead of coming to your own conclusions about things, you're just going to take their conclusions and make them yours. And in this lies a distinct problem. You're literally falling into a trap. You're putting a roof on a house that has no foundation. Instead of living a life where you discover how someone forms opinions, you think you found some kind of loophole where you just get to have the right opinions. After this, you'll have thoughts like, why doesn't everyone just know what I know? Or even, why is everyone else so stupid? But your foundation is weak, and when you're pushed on your new opinion, you have to resort to personal attacks in order to defend it because, honestly, you don't know why you believe that way. You're just regurgitating something that was fed to you by a bodybuilder with a nose strip on. And this is your house sliding off the hill. I'm not saying you shouldn't find role models. I'm a big believer that the only way to get somewhere is to orient yourself in a particular direction and then drift. Have people that you want to be like and then become like them over living a life that is similar to theirs. But you have to remember, you don't become you by seeing somebody and saying, oh, this is the person I need to copy. You become you by constantly filtering out what it is that sits right with you and what doesn't. I'm not saying you won't have any cracks. In fact, I'm making this video because of a crack that was pointed out by someone in a comment on another video. We're only human and we all make mistakes, but having the ability to observe yourself and be honest about what's gone wrong will get you further than anything a plan sold to you by someone who says you can get rich washing windows ever will. And that's the thing that I think bothers me so much throughout my life, is that I'm never completely certain if what I'm doing is the right thing. I have to constantly check myself and try to figure out if I've created some kind of flaw, if I've gotten some kind of feedback somewhere along the way, and now I'm drifting in a direction that I don't want to be drifting in. And that's the thing that I think makes us human. We want to pretend and we want to behave like we're perfect, like we have everything figured out. Like there's nothing wrong with us. But we have issues. We all have issues. And trying to take someone else's opinion and imitate it as if you're that person when you have a completely different background, a completely different set of challenges, and a whole life to live for yourself is just a flawed thing that probably won't work.